All right, so the rumors are now true. Paul Sewald was just traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks from the Seattle Mariners. Heading back to Seattle are big leaguers Josh Rojas and Dominic Canzone, as well as minor league infielder Ryan Bliss. So who are the guys coming back to the Mariners? Well, first off, it's Josh Rojas. He's a kind of utility guy. He plays third base, second base, and outfield. He's been in the league for a few years now. He is having a down year right now, OPS plusing 64, but in the prior 2 years, he had a bat a little above league average, and Rojas bats from the left side of the plate. Josh Rojas being in the league for a couple years, he currently is under contract through the 2026 season, so they have him for this year plus 3 additional years. So depending on how things go, this could be your third baseman after Eugenio's contract is up, or he could be your second baseman moving forward for the next 3 or so years. And then with Dominic Canzone and Ryan Bliss, you get them for essentially 6 MLB service years. So Dominic Canzone is going to be on the roster for the next, potentially 6 years. But this deal is more so for Dominic Canzone as well as Ryan Bliss. You look at Dominic Canzone, he's a utility outfielder, you could say, 5'11", 190, 25 years old, about to turn 26. Canzone is a left-handed hitter and a right-handed thrower. And what's really intriguing are his minor league numbers. So in the major leagues so far this year, he's only played in 15 games, just 41 plate appearances. He does have a 237 batting average, a OPS of 661. But before his call-up in AAA, he was hitting 354 with an on-base percentage of 431 and an OPS of 1.065. And what really stands out is that he had a walk to strikeout ratio right at 1. He had 39 walks to 40 strikeouts. So to add Canzone to the lineup, and he's going to be an everyday guy to where he's going to be either playing in the outfield or at DH at times. So just looking surface level, this is a guy that gets on base, which is something that the Mariners have desperately been needing, as the Mariners lineup top to bottom essentially has been built around getting walks at times, hitting home runs, and striking out. They're one of the top teams in total strikeouts in the league, so to have a guy that can get on base, have a strong OBP is a good thing. So now moving to Ryan Bliss, he is 23 years old. He's 5'6", 165, plays around the middle infield, shortstop, second base, and it also lists him as a relief pitcher, which is kind of funny. But at 5'6", 165 at second base, that gives you kind of Jose Altuve vibes. But this is another guy that just gets on base. He's been batting 358 with a 414 on base percentage, a 1.008 OPS in AA this year before he was promoted to AAA. Those AA numbers are over 68 games, 324 plate appearances. But to kind of summarize this trade, looking at this tweet from Joe Doyle, who's a big prospects guy, he says that he's not sure Seattle grabbed much impact in this deal, but they got solid big leaguers who should contribute immediately and dramatically improve the fringes of their roster. He also says that he loves Ryan Bliss, who again is now in AAA. And it isn't a big impact bat, but these are guys that will get on base and just provide base runners for guys to drive them in. Now the Mariners are of course trading away Paul Sewald, who has been amazing for the Mariners over the 3 seasons that he's been with the team. When he was with the Mets, he really couldn't find the success. With the Mets, he had a 5.5 ERA, a whip of 1.364. But since coming over to Seattle, he's had a 2.88 ERA, a .926 whip, and a strikeouts per 9 of 12.4. Sewald has been incredibly clutch for the Mariners throughout his time in Seattle, and this is a good get for the Diamondbacks. They're in need of, bullpen help, especially at the back end, and it sounds like they're going to try to get more bullpen depth on top of this. But it fits a need for both teams. We'll see what the Mariners do next, as this is probably just the start of their big moves to come. With Paul Sewald, he's under contract through this year and next year for the Diamondbacks. Teoscar Hernandez is another name that's been floated around as being traded potentially next. He's under contract only through this year. Apparently, Ty France is now on the trade block, so we'll see if anything happens with that. And then, of course, there's the rumor of the Mariners trading young starting pitching for young controllable bats, so we'll see if that turns into anything over this next day. But I think this is a solid return for the Mariners. They trade 1.5 years of Paul Sewald, and in return get 3 young controllable bats. Now again, you might see this as a trade for Josh Rojas, but I think it's more for Canzone and for Bliss. We'll see if Josh Rojas starts getting everyday starts at second base, or if it's a platoon between righties and lefties between Caballero and Rojas. It's never easy to give up valuable guys from your roster like Sewald. And with the Mariners, they are still trying to win this year. And like you've heard, they're in a buy-sell situation to where they're selling the short-term contracts for more controllable guys. That's why Sewald just left. That's why Teoscar Hernandez might be next, because his contract's up after this year. And the Mariners are definitely looking to win in 2024 as much as they are in 2023. Now, I'm sure each of you have different opinions on this trade, so let me know in the comments what you think of this trade in specific, what trade is going to be next for the Mariners, and what should they do moving forward. So make sure to keep Josh Rojas, Dominic Canzone, and Ryan Bliss on your radar moving forward, and let's see how they perform in Seattle.
All right, guys, goodbye Sunday. Don't forget it.